Hey, what's up everyone? Tedrick85 here, playing some more FIFA 10. And today's segment, I'm gonna be playing as Borussia Dortmund, and I'm gonna be facing off against Borussia Monchengladbach. Now, last weekend I played two England games, one in the Premier League and one in the Championship. So I figured since the Bundesliga campaign kicked off today with the Bayern Munich Hamburg game, I might as well do a couple key games here from this upcoming weekend, and this is definitely one match that I'm looking forward to. Of course, these two have a long history going on here, and I know Borussia Dortmund's been in the Champions League the past several years, which they will not be in it this year, but Borussia Monchengladbach is actually going to be in the group stage for the first time in their history. As you can see here, they'll line up in attacking cell formation, and they look dangerous when playing the ball down the wings. But yeah, I know they had a few close calls getting into the Champions League before, but it's nice seeing a new face in there for once, and they definitely deserved it the way they played last year. I thought they had a really good campaign. As you can see here, I'm substituting Ilkay Gundogan with Sebastian Kell, which, as you'll see in this video, it's kind of a mixed bag. There's some things that made me glad that I did this, and there's some aspects of which I felt I was better off having Gundogan in there, but as you can see from my squad, and also with the Borussia Mönchengladbach squad, that these, especially the Borussia Dortmund one, is going to be modeled after whenever they had the remarkable run towards the Champions League final a couple years ago. They had phases in there like Lewandowski and Götze, and Marco Reus is still in there, but Götze and Lewandowski now play for Bayern Munich, and of course, the Götze one was pretty controversial because he signed for Bayern right before they were scheduled to play the Champions League final. So, as you can see here, I'm playing a 4-5-1 formation here with Götze as attacking midfielder, and Reus is my striker, which he isn't a striker in this game, but and Borussia Mönchengladbach is pretty much, you could say it's a 4-4-2, or you could say it's a 4-4-1-1, but yeah, Reus ends up being a really good striker right off the bat here, and he ends up scoring a pretty cool goal as he managed to make quick work of Mönchengladbach's defense here, but in this game he's actually a right midfielder, but I upgraded his stats here, and I found that he's actually more suitable as a striker than he is on either side of the pitch. But yeah, Borussia Dortmund is one of my favorite German teams. I know other ones that I follow include Hamburg and Hoffenheim, and even a team like Wolfsburg and that won the Bundesliga several seasons ago, that's becoming a prominent power in the German league once again, and as a matter of fact, they're going to be in the Champions League this year too, alongside Bayern Munich and Borussia Mönchengladbach. Bayer Leverkusen's going to be in the playoffs, the third qualifying round versus Lazio, which that one's going to be tough. So if Germany's going to have 4 teams in the Champions League, it's going to have a good, pretty tough go at it. And while I'm talking to you, you see that not only did Reus have an immediate impact in this game, but so did Götze. And one thing I should say about this particular match right now, be prepared to see some awful defending by Borussia Dortmund.
No yellow card, straightforward free kick. He's going to try, off the bar.
Well, as you see, I was real lucky not to give up a goal there on a free kick, which I don't know if it's just me, but for some reason it seems like the opposition takes really good free kicks, and I do not understand why. It seems like every time my opponents take a free kick, it usually is on target, or it hits a post like that, or ends up going in, so I'm not sure if it's anything I'm doing wrong, but I know I try to jump to block it, but as you can see there, Kell ended up scoring for me, which I'm not sure if he still is, but I know that last year, he spent a good chunk of games as the captain of the team. And I'm not sure if he still is a captain or if it went to... Come to think of it, I think Marco Reus is the new captain of Dortmund. And he's actually... was actually born and raised in Dortmund, if I'm not mistaken, so this is his hometown team. And I know he's rejected several offers from Bayern Munich to join him, and he actually... There's still a speculation on whether or not he's actually going to leave the squad. I know there's Real Madrid and Manchester United, those teams chasing after him, but so far there hasn't been any clear indication that he is going to leave. And I think it's important for Borussia Dortmund for him to stay. That way they can have a team to build, a player to build the team around. So, as you can see here, it's already 4-0, which I'm averaging a goal every 5. And here's the right there. That's that's deep. Yeah, that's a pinnacle example of how bad. Which I don't understand why Dortmund's defense is this bad here. And another team that has shockingly off defense in this game is Atletico Madrid, and I have them pretty much beefed up too, as much as I have Dortmund here. But for some reason, the defense just isn't there in particular moments.
Very little room for anybody.
So yeah, the Monchengladbach pretty much took Borussia Dortmund's place in the Champions League, and then Borussia Dortmund pretty much take Monchengladbach's place, which you can see the awesome pass to Kuba right there. So yeah, that's gonna be kind of weird for me, especially since knowing that seeing them in opposite competitions and everything. It's gonna be a bit of a shock for me. It's something to get used to seeing. Because with the squad that Dortmund have, you would expect them to be in the Champions League nearly every year, but this year they missed out after an awful campaign last year, which actually saw them at the bottom of the table at Christmas time, which is really shocking.
People barely had to move to take that. Thrown out. Terrific pass of the ball, you know. Yes, good work for the defender. He's in.
But yeah, look at it. There's another example right here, which I was real lucky not to give up a second goal here. And Weidenfeller with the questionable pass right there. That could have easily been picked off. But like in real life, Royce can be a real terror to deal with in the box.
Oh, look where he's won it.
You can see Kel here kind of trying to win the ball back. It's a nice tackle by Subotic there. Yeah, this is a stretch of the game right here where it seemed like I just had a really hard time getting out of my own side of the pitch. It's a nice rebound right there by Royce. And that's his hat-trick right there. And as usual, I scored at least 7 goals in the first half here. But then again, I do not have my clean sheet. I lost that a while ago due to Raphael scoring. I can't say it's an easy goal, but Dortmund really made it easy, which I don't understand what Kuba was doing. But,
it's got to show a bit more determination there.
But yeah, at this point, I figured since I lost my clean sheet, I was going to try to go out and see just how many goals I would score here. Which at this point was easier said than done, but for some reason, I don't know what it is. I'm not sure if it's because of the formation I used, but it just seemed like Monchengladbach had to jump on me on several occasions here, and like right here, they seem to be winning the midfield battle, even though I have 3 midfielders instead of 2. Which right there is yet another example which Monchengladbach probably should have scored against me.
Good delivery. Keeper was upon him before he knew it.
I do apologize for this.
Half time
But yeah, as good as a team that I have Dortmund being here, it's quite shocking to see how terrible they are, especially in their own third of the pitch. I wish I could tell you that things get better here in the second half, but I can't say that they're absolutely horrible, but at the same time, there's not really much improvement here. As you can see, Grosskreutz here trying to make a play here, which he actually does a decent individual effort there, which can't blame him for that. But yeah, you see that weird-looking B letter there. Everybody keeps thinking that it's a hard B sound, but it's not. It's actually pronounced like a double S. Like, if there's any German name that has a double S, they replace the two S's with that funny B letter right there, so it's Grosskreutz and not Grosskreutz.
Good interception.
I gotta tell you right now, Nuri Sahin, even though he's ranked in the lower 80s in this game, I really don't think he's all that good. I probably should have subbed him off instead of Gundogan, to be honest with you.
He's held on to that really well.
He's thrown out by the keeper. Oh, he's won the ball.
There's Dante, he plays for Bayern Munich now. I forgot about him being on this team. Which is a nice goal there, like Götze. Not a very good angle to shoot from, but he was able to squeak that ball in. Which I do have moments like that in the second half, but as you can see, Luke de Jong and I think it's Max Cruz. It's not Robbie Cruz because Robbie Cruz isn't in this game. Actually, no, I'm mistaken. It's Tim Cruz that's in here. Which Tim Cruz never played for Monchengladbach, but I figured with the Cruz last name, add him onto the team. And Luke de Jong actually played for Newcastle on a loan spell, but he failed to make an impact, which, to be honest with you, I blame Alan Perdue for that, because during his tenure at Newcastle, he really played a lot of characters out of position, but that's another discussion for another day. This is not Newcastle related, but yeah, as you can see here, my central defender is pretty much, which I say my center backs pretty much took a nap there.
Don't need to panic, easily away. You can't teach that kind of close
You
control.
see Shaheen trying to make something happen here.
Tries a shot. Oh, good goal.
Ooh, nice turn right there by, I think that's Royce. Yeah, it is. That's his fourth goal. And what a beauty.
He has two brilliant touches. One to set the ball, the second to slot it home.
You say you have to be crazy to be a goalkeeper.
Not often you see a player pivot like that. And if I'm not mistaken, that's pretty much it for the scoring in this game. It's pretty much downhill from there, and this is a point of the game where Monchengladbach starts imposing their will on the game for some weird reason. It's almost like Dortmund gave up after a while.
Defenders in control of that situation.
Only thing is that when this game was released, I kind of wish Dortmund's kit was more of a yellow color here instead of like a mustard color. And as you can see here, I'm getting ready to do some substitutions here, which the two I'm going to be replacing here are going to be Kuba and who else am I replacing? Oh, I'm going to be replacing Kel. You see I have Royce on the right side of the field and Götze in the attacking midfield, where that's where they should be, which... no, I'm not, I'm lying. I have Götze in center midfield, which is deeper than what he should be playing, but figure I'd give Shinji Kagawa and Lewandowski some playing time here, which, as you'll see here, that's a lot easier said than done because I never really got an opportunity to really have them on the field here go long.
Downfield from the keeper.
But yeah, you're not going to see many more chances that Dortmund have to score here, so this last part of the video might be a little bit boring, but it just goes to show what quality of opponent I was facing here in Borussia Monchengladbach. And yes, I'm using the English pronunciation of it, and I think in German it's actually Monchengladbach, but get back to you guys on that, but yeah, I definitely wanted to challenge myself here. I really didn't want to play too soft an opponent, and I know Monchengladbach's definitely not for the faint of heart. They do got a good squad, especially this last season and this season here, which, wow. You can see, he pretty much had all day to go through there, and you can see here, what on earth are Schmelzer and Hummel's doing there? Hummel's supposed to be my best defender in this team, but as you see here, I finally was able to get out of bounds. Which, I didn't even notice that. Monchengladbach, they put Luke de Jong on there, but they're putting Granit Xhaka on it, which Granit Xhaka I had to create, but as you can see here, I finally managed to get Kagawa and Lewandowski in there, but they don't really make much of an impact considering how little time I have left in this game.
A foregone conclusion, really.
And you see Royce and Goetz are connecting, and you see Kagawa right here trying to make something happen here on the left-hand side, but good read there by Martin Strands of Monchengladbach.
This is the orchestrator
Rose
of
creates
this
to
team.
Shaheen. And Lewandowski.
Keeping their patience, keeping the ball.
Never really got in position. Right there. Royce probably should have scored there, but at this point I just wanted the game to, and he's also fatigued too, that's probably a good reason why. And that was a bad miss by Levy right there, which, I hate to say this, but it's kind of like in real life. He does miss a bunch of clear-cut opportunities, even though he is a good striker. That's not taking anything away from him, but there's been several games where he's played for Dortmund and played for Bayern Munich where he's missed some pretty questionable shots, and definitely ones that you'd think that he'd like to have back. But as you can see here, I ended up winning this game 10-1.
We must do it again soon.
As you see some of my stats here, I got 3 assists. Possession's pretty much even. Passing percentage, I barely edged them out on. See, Raphael scored in the 22nd minute against me. That's cool, you actually get to see the highlights as you're toggling through these stats here. See, Royce, Kuba, and Shaheen. I didn't think Shaheen got an assist. I'm trying to remember back, but yeah, that wasn't a great game, but it certainly wasn't terrible by any means. I mean, yeah, I could have done better, especially on my own end. I mean, that was pitiful, some of those plays there, but yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. So, thank you guys so much for watching this, and I will see you guys